Hello, this is Wmpyr. I was just watching a video that I stumbled upon by Mr. Phil Elmore, and he was talking about Professor Bram Frank's knives. Okay, so apparently, I don't know the details, but someone had said that, you know, with Professor Bram Frank's knives, we all know that you're going to use the ramp and hammer with it, right? And someone had said the problem with that is if you're holding it like this, the fingers are way too close. So if you do hammer with it, you're going to hurt your fingers. So it doesn't make sense, is what the person said. And, you know, from my understanding, okay, what I got out of Mr. Phil Elmore's video is that he said that, well, use the Magnum. So this is the standard. And he said, if you use the Magnum, you're going to be fine. The fingers are, you know, not going to be in the way, and you'll be able to hammer with the ramp, no problem. So that's what he recommended. Makes perfect sense to me, and I know that Mr. Phil Elmore has been a longtime supporter of Professor Bram Frank, as with myself too. You know, I have been a long time big fan and supporter of Professor Bram Frank's knives. Okay, so you know, I'm completely in agreement with Mr. Phil Elmore. You know, we're on the same side essentially in this matter. But I'm here to talk about this. So the standard, not the Magnum, but the smaller size standard. Okay, so with the standard version like this, okay, so if you hammer, you're gonna hurt your fingers. That was the argument, right? So my solution to that is simple. Don't aim with the ramp. Aim up here. Okay, if you aim with right there, then the angle it creates is safer for your fingers. And there's still a chance that this is going to get caught. In fact, believe me, this will still make contact when you do that. So aim with here. Don't aim with here with the ramp. Don't aim here. Aim up here. Okay? If you really want to do this, if you want to. But that's my point, that this was not designed for that. This was not designed for a big, you know, like a mace, like a club, you know, that was not the point. This, I've said before, is a Kubotan on steroids. Okay, I may not have been the first person to say that, but you know, for me, that's what I thought from right away when I saw it. Is wow, that thing is a Kubotan on steroids. Okay, so a Kubotan is a small baton, right? Now, could you whack with it like a nightstick? Yeah, it's possible, but that's not really the main goal. So this is kind of the same thing. This is not the main usage. Okay. Now, once again, if you really want to do that, aim with here. It'll work much better for you. You could also use back here the horns, and you know, your fingers will be safe, and you could really dig that horn in there. Or just hammer fist right here, boom. Now his normal knives do not come with it. This is the crimped, so that's why it has this part right here, okay? The cord cutter, this part sticking out. But still, his normal knives, this is weighted back here, this area. There's weight in there. And just the shape alone, it is really, really good for hammer fist. So if you really want to hammer something, you know, go ahead and just use the hammer fist. You know, don't try with the ramp. But anyway, so then you might be going, well, but Wmpyr, did Professor Bram Frank the ones he was saying that you use it like a ball peen hammer? Yes, he was. But I think that's being misunderstood. People are thinking, once again, this kind of thing. Like, you know, this crazy striking game. And, you know, that was a big hint to me already, because when I first got his knife, I was striking to open it. The kinetic opening that you use using the ramp, I was striking with it. And only recently he told me, no, you don't strike with it, you touch. You touch. So you touch and you open it. You're not striking with it, okay? So that idea goes, it's the same idea, and now here, what he means by ball peen hammer, I believe, is this. You see, it's close, very close, like you're touching. Okay, so it's not striking where I need to be accurate and precise, you know, where like this, or like archery and I have to aim, or like throwing darts. It's not that kind of game. He wants you to be close and touch. So from here I can hammer, and I'm not even going to do it, but when I get to bone, oh my gosh, this is brutal. Not worried about my fingers because I'm already there. You know, so yeah, I could hit my fingers, but it's not going to hurt at this point because I'm so close. So right here, boom, 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 boom. And this is brutal. This is brutal. So be this close and do this. It's brutal. So that's what I believe what he means by hammering. Okay, the ball peen hammer. It's from here, not from out here. You know, where, yeah, you can hurt your fingers. And another, not proof, but confirmation I got from Professor Bram Frank, talking to him over the years. One of his favorite moves is to touch, once again, touch this onto the bad guy. So he places it, makes contact, touches, and does the inch punch. Okay, so he's not doing it to strike the guy and see if he could drop the guy. No, he's doing it to create distance. So it is a self-defense thing. It's once again not about damaging, but to create the space to run away. So once again, it's the touch. So he's not striking, he's touching. So all this stuff, and then of course, also Mr. Phil Elmore, he mentions, you know, that there's other usages like, you know, going into finger locks, all kinds of different, you know, joint locks with it. You can dig this into pressure points. You could use your thumb right here. You could scrape. You could pinch. And then you can twist and dig in and scrape. You could like combine all that together. So there's a lot of different usages. But really what we're talking about is making the bad guy comply. You're using arresting type holds. You know, it's controlling and manipulating the bad guy, some with pain compliance, but others with joint manipulation. You are controlling the bad guy rather than trying to destroy and hurt the bad guy, or how much damage you could do to the bad guy. It's more about that. So, you know, in that sense, for self-defense, it's perfect. It makes sense. Because trying to finish someone, it could take a lot of energy to try to finish someone. Just look at boxing or something, where these guys are trained fighters, but it could take forever. And not only that, it may not even go to a finish. Same with a UFC fighter. They got devastating techniques, a lot of finishing moves, and they may never get the chance. They may go the full 5 rounds, you know. So that's just a reality. It's difficult sometimes, very difficult to finish people. So instead of trying to finish, trying to control the person, trying to, you know, protect yourself so that they can't hurt you. So this is more the focus, my understanding of Professor Bram Frank's techniques, Professor Bram Frank's knives, his system. It all makes sense. It is a self-defense system. So yeah, I just felt like maybe there was a little bit of misunderstanding there. You know, I don't know who said that about like, okay, your fingers are in danger or whatever. But yeah, if you use it in this manner, it's not a problem at all. So that's all I wanted to share. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.